telling a woman she should do something is actually anti-feminist. We're told all the time from so many people what we should be, how we should act. So the question in itself goes against what I believe as a feminist anyway.
I know how to change a tire. 3, 2, 1.
Like, I know, like, the step 1 through 5, but, like, to actually do it, I don't think I could, like, be confident enough to just do it, you know?
Yeah, I didn't know there were 5 steps anyway, so that's why I'm here. Like, no.
I have changed my tire multiple times. That just shows that I'm not a great driver, but I learned myself, and I had to because I popped my tire a lot.
Boys and girls should be raised the same way. 3, 2, 1.
There shouldn't be any difference in the fundamental life things that we all should know. And I think that if we were all raised the same, there wouldn't be pay differences. Like, we'd all be on the same slate. So maybe I'll switch it to agree.
I actually don't want kids, but if I were to decide to do that, I would want them to grow up in that environment where there's no difference between you two. You don't have like a curfew that she doesn't have, or vice versa.
I agree with you, but I also think that we have, like where we are now, we wish there was a perfect world. So we want to raise our kids and say, treat everyone the same. Yes, absolutely you treat everyone the same, but recognize that not everyone believes that way. Like, if we teach our boys the responsibility that they have not taking advantage of someone when they've had too much to drink, I just think that there's an awareness that you have to teach boys being men and also girls like becoming women.
Every woman should be a feminist. 3, 2, 1.
I just think that feminism in recent years have just become extreme.
Well, it's like the 60s. It's like if you're a feminist, then like you're anti-man.
That's
like
why,
what?
Yeah.
Like, you know.
I don't think it should be anti-man. I think we should all be empowering men to support women too.
Right.
And bringing them into the conversation. And I think right now feminism is like, we don't need you, but we do.
I agree with that, but also I think that women have been put down for so long that we kind of need to go a little bit extreme in the opposite direction just so that we can come to the middle, because otherwise the men aren't going to meet us in the middle.
Well, feminism by default is sort of the idea to make decisions for yourself and what fuels you, and telling a woman she should do something is actually anti-feminist. So, because we're told all the time from so many people what we should be, how we should act, how we should address, how we should communicate. So the question in itself goes against what I believe as a feminist anyway.
I believe abortion should be legal. 3, 2, 1.
Oh, here we go.
Hi, guys. I think it's circumstantial, because I do believe there are instances where if the mother is going to be severely harmed by a birth, that is where abortion would be okay in my belief. And I think the exception also would be in the cases of rape. But all other circumstances where you made a choice, I'm pro-life. I think we all deserve a chance at life.
So I definitely second that. I agree with that statement, but I feel like the heavy restrictions that are placed on it by our government, just dictating what we can do with our bodies, is really infuriating. And then seeing people who have kids and resent it for the rest of their lives and raising children that they never wanted, it's frustrating.
And so do you think that those parents that are struggling with raising their children, that they didn't have the option for adoption or other ways?
It depends. Like, for a lot of cultures, adoption is not okay. So they would not be able to do that.
tastefully is the word that comes to mind. Like, I enjoy a tasteful. You look fantastic, right?
That's true. If it's wanted, it's fine, but then like, you can't mind read, how would you know? We've all had like bad flirting experiences, but then like I'm thinking, there's a couple I've had where they're like, excuse me, I just want to let you know you're very beautiful, please have a nice day. And I'm like, okay, thank you. You know, and like something like that, that's like short and sweet and there's no expectation. I think that's the thing.
I mean, and I'm from New York, so I'm just like automatically on autopilot. Like, don't talk to me, don't look at me. Like my whole life, you have the cat calls, but you have like the derogatory cat calls. So if I don't look at you, if I don't speak to you, I'm a B. I'm all of these things. But it's like, but if I did give you the time of day, then what would I be?
And I don't think like every guy is like that, but it's just so much
because you're so
easier and safer to just assume.
To assume that nothing is, and it's not a good way to live, obviously. But that's just
Well, because then my question is who gets let in? And how do you determine who gets let in? And how do you function
If they start the, I guess, relationship in a non-romantic or sexual way, like if it's not like a flirty,
Yeah, it's
it's
not
just
a
like
threatening-
you just meet people
Yeah.
places and they just talk to you, and just talk to you like a normal person.
I support the Me Too movement. 3, 2, 1.
Well, at the heart of it, I think that the Me Too movement is about women that have been in situations, whether it's work or personal, where they haven't been in a safe space to speak up or share. And the burden that's on us to protect men or other people by not speaking what has happened to us is actually, can be like PTSD. It's like traumatic to your system. Like I experienced going through being sexually harassed, and this happened in 2013, and I still have never come out about it.
Statistically speaking, like the number of women who are raped, there's exponentially more than who actually report it. So when I think about the Me Too movement, like there's strength in numbers. You know, when it started, I was like, I don't know if I want to post about this. I don't know how I feel, but what it did do was it gave me the strength to actually share with someone else.
I'm realizing as everyone's talking, like the reason I'm not in that line is because when Me Too was a big movement, I didn't have the strength or courage to be a part of it. So in my mind, it's like still there of like, if I didn't have the courage to be a part of the movement, and I still don't have the courage to stand in that line, because that's almost admitting that I've had like multiple things happen, you know?
And so you're representing all the other women that feel the same way. And
Yeah.
so they see you and they relate to you on that. So you're helping other women by saying that.
Yeah.
I believe the world would be better if it were run by women. 3, 2, 1.
How is that any different than saying I believe that the world would be better if it were run by men? Like if we're gonna say that on this token, we get that on that token, that's not even balanced at all.
Right.
I think what my thought process is in the current state that we're in right now, then I think that it would be once we get to the place where we are able to raise our children the same way, and like women aren't afraid to like go outside, and like guys don't have like toxic masculinity, then it's like anybody can run the country, and like it's all going to be the same because we're all raised the same. But I think for right now in the place that we're in, I think women have a better understanding of that.
But I think it's hard because when you have little boys that are growing up that are just not even accountable, or nor should they be, for things that men, their fathers might have done, or their grandfathers, and then saying like women should be running the world. It's the same thing where how is that different than in the 1950s, 7-year-old little girls were told men should be in positions of power.
Maybe if we had more women in leadership, in C-suite, in Congress, like if we had more women in leadership, period, it doesn't have to be running the world maybe, but if we just had more women and women of color, different backgrounds, like if we had more diversity in general in leadership around the world, it would be a better place.
That's why I chose this one too, because I don't think it should be one or the other. I definitely think that when it's only man-run, they're missing the rest of society. You
Right.
can't really operate the world or any government or leadership if you're not embracing the second half of society.
I think the problem with what some people think feminism is that you have to bring people down in order to raise people up, but you don't have to do that. Like, you can raise women up to be in positions of power without pushing men down. And I think that that is a misconception with feminism.
I need the warm. Get in here.
Hey guys, I'm Kendra. Thank you so much for watching that episode of Spectrum. If you like what you saw, make sure to subscribe, follow us on Instagram, leave a comment below, and we'll see you next time.